Hi students, welcome to Veranda Race, and today's session we are going to discuss some brilliant assortment of questions for you all and for the upcoming examination. So let us start today's session without much ado. So some brilliant assortment of English questions for the students, day 14. So we have error spotting questions. This entire question is error spotting. One part has a minor error and you have to identify the error and solve the question. So let's read the question. After the British Parliament's overwhelming rejection of Prime Minister Theresa May's Brexit deal, after the British Parliament's overwhelming rejection of Prime Minister Theresa May's Brexit deal, chances are the government will postpone the March 29 deadline to leave the European Union. An extension of the exit date hinted at Britain's Chancellor of the Exchequer and France's president following the vote seems the least controversial in the spectrum of complex alternatives. For a start, Ms. May is expected to sail through the motion of no confidence against her government moved by the opposition leader Jeremy Corbyn of the Labour Party. So this is the question. The sentence has been divided into 4 parts. One part may have an error, only one part has an error, and either it can be no error as well. So let's read it once again in fast. After the British Parliament's overwhelming rejection of Prime Minister Theresa May's Brexit deal, chances are the government will postpone the March 29 deadline to leave the European Union. An extension of the exit date hinted by, here it should be by, hinted at by the Britain's Chancellor, hinted at by the British Chancellor, here it should be by, because the extension of the exit date has been hinted at by British Chancellor of the Exchequer and France's President following the vote. Seems the least controversial in the spectrum of complex alternatives. So it should be by, because it's hinted at by Britain's Chancellor of the Exchequer and France's President following the vote seems the least controversial in the spectrum of complex alternatives. So it should be by, because the agent is the Britain's Chancellor. Okay. So moving ahead to the next question. India won global acclaim for its beat plastic pollution. So India won global acclaim for its beat plastic pollution resolve declared on World Environment Day last year, under which it pledged to eliminate single-use plastic by 2022. So far, 22 states and union territories have joined the fight, announcing a ban on single-use plastics such as carry bags, cups, plates, cutlery, straws and thermocol products. Puducherry will implement a ban from March 1 where firm action has been taken, positive results have followed. So error is in part C, which says announcing a ban on single-use plastics such as carry bags, cups, plates, etc. So error is in part C. Moving ahead to the next question. The slapping of sedition charge. What is sedition? Sedition means talking against the government, that is protest. That's known as protest against the government. Rebellion is known as sedition. The slapping of sedition charges against noted Assamese scholar Hiren Gohain and 2 others for remarks made against the proposed citizenship law is a textbook case of misuse of the law relating to sedition. The FIR against Mr. Gohain, peasant rights activist Akhil Gogoi and journalist Manjeet Mahanta relates to speeches at a recent rally that alluded to the possibility of a demand for independence and sovereignty if the citizenship bill was pushed through Parliament. Mr. Gohain and others have obtained interim bail from the Guwahati High Court. This is the question. Let's read it once again because we are not able to identify the error till now. Let's read it once again. The slapping of sedition charges against noted Assamese scholar Hiren Gohain and 2 others for remarks made against the proposed citizenship law is a textbook case of misuse of the law relating to sedition. The FIR against Mr. Gohain, peasant rights activist, peasant rights activist Akhil Gogoi and journalist Manjeet Mahanta relates to speeches at a recent rally that alluded alluded to the possibility of demand for independence and sovereignty. Okay, see, actually the question is here it's written recent. Recent is written, right? So here it should be rally that has alluded to, because with recent, with yet we use present perfect. So with the rally that has alluded to the possibility of a demand for independence and sovereignty if the citizenship bill was pushed through parliament. So here it should be has alluded. With recent or recently or yet or already we use present perfect. So it should be has alluded. See, they are very minor errors actually. Moving ahead to the next question. After last month's general election, the Democratic Republic of Congo, DR Congo, is anxiously awaiting the first ever transfer of power via the ballot since gaining independence in 1960. Okay. President Joseph Kabila, who had already deferred the polls from 2 years. Okay, it should be for 2 years or by 2 years. Deferred means postponed. So it will be President Joseph Kabila, who had already deferred the polls by 2 years, postponed them again by a week. See, here also by has been used, so it should be by there. Okay. So by a week days before, it was scheduled in December. So we need not read the entire sentence because the error has been identified. Deferred by 2 years. That will be the correct answer. Next question. Okay. Sometimes it is impossible to make new friends without making new enemies. In reaching an early agreement on seat sharing in Uttar Pradesh for this year's Lok Sabha election, the Samajwadi Party and the Bahujan Samaj Party have thrown a serious challenge to the ruling Bharatiya Janata Party in a state that could well determine which political formations form the next central government. In the process, however, they may have alienated the Congress, which given its pan-India footprint, could be the only national level force in an emerging anti-BJP coalition. So here the error is, it should be can. Can be. I'll tell you why. In the last part of the sentence, it is present tense. In the process, however, they may have alienated the Congress, which given its pan-India footprint, can be the only national level force in an emerging anti-BJP coalition. Clear? So error is in part D. Moving ahead to the next question. Now we have word usage questions. The Swedes are not alone in finding their language under pressure from the ubiquitous spread of English. So we have to replace the word with, find the options that can replace the word ubiquitous. Ubiquitous means present everywhere. So the word is omnipresent. Ubiquitous means omnipresent, which is present everywhere, and all pervasive. These two are options. So 1 and 2 will be the answer. 4 will be the answer. Percolate means to permeate through something, go inside something, seep into something. So the answer will be omnipresent and all pervasive. All pervasive means present everywhere. Omnipresent also means present everywhere. So ubiquitous can be replaced by omnipresent and all pervasive. Moving ahead to the next question. To foster culture of innovation, faculty must be open to exploring the unknown, making the environment conducive for interactions. Okay. So foster. Foster is the word. To replace the foster word, we have encourage and promote. These are similar words which can replace foster. And foster means what? To support or encourage something. So endeavor is like effort. So this is incorrect. So 1 and 3 only will be the answer. 2 will be the answer. Clear? He keeps trying to get his silly matter published, but I think he is flogging a dead horse. See, flogging a dead horse means trying to do something which has no result. Which has no result. That means dead horse. You're trying to ride a dead horse. That's like all efforts will go in vain. So just holding it in leash, just fiddling around. So this is one option which means the similar as flogging a dead horse. Hogging over it, just holding it in leash, do not mean the same, which the question means. So just holding it in leash means trying to control something, and hogging over it means trying to supersede something. So just fiddling around here will mean the same. So only 2 is the answer. Clear? Next, his apparent heresy is not that of the smooth talking cleric, but the statistician specializing in the field of criminology. Okay. His apparent hearsay. Hearsay means a belief that is contrary to the popular belief. Okay. So piousness is not the correct answer. Hearsay means a rumor. This is also not the correct answer. Ramblings, it's also not the correct answer. So the answer will be here, none of these. None of these will be the correct answer. Fine. Moving ahead to the next question. Many of us conform to the outmoded customs laid down by our forebears. Forebears means our ancestors. Outmoded customs. Outmoded custom means outdated practices, obsolescent conventions, which are no more in use. There is known as outmoded or outdated or obsolescent conventions. So answer will be 1 and 3. This will be the correct answer. Okay. The amateur pianist made 1 or 2 false starts before finally playing the piece a bit right at the culmination. So amateur means somebody who is not a professional, just does for pleasure, does something for pleasure. So professional is not correct. Dabbler is correct. Partisan is not. Partisan means fanatic or chauvinistic person. Totally having conviction for one idea. So the dabbler will be the correct option. Dabbler means one who does not do something professionally, just for fun. He does for fun. Amateur. After 14 years living and working in this country, she thinks it's time to call it a day. Call it a day means to end something, like ending a profession or ending a job, leaving a job maybe, call it a day. To concede defeat, no. To recapitulate, recapitulate means what? To recall everything in the past. To give up hope. See, call it a day would mean that if you leave a job or you try to end something, that's not call it a day. So to give up hope is not correct. So none of these will be the correct answer. All the options do not match. None of the options match actually. Okay. Okay. Let's move ahead and go to the next question. So the question is, despite all the goodies that participants get, I am not going for the competition. Going for means participating. So competing in and taking part in are correct answers. Gunning for means criticizing someone. So this is not the correct answer. So 2 and 3 will be the correct answer. This is the correct answer. Okay. So participating in, competing in, taking part in will mean going for. Okay. Next question. We were kept on tenterhooks for hours when the judges chose the winner. Kept on tenterhooks means asking to wait. Okay. Were kept. It's passive voice. So asking to wait. So in suspense, kept in dark, these two will be the correct options. So 2 and 3 will be the correct answer. In suspense or kept in dark. Next. Vineet pulled a long face when he was taken to task by his teacher for his carelessness. Taken to task means punished. Taken to task means punished. So Vineet pulled a long face would mean he was very sad or he looked very sad. Showed arrogance, looked disappointed. This will be the correct answer. 2 only. Look this. So pulling a long face means being very disappointed, very sad. So 2 will be the answer. Mocked him, showed arrogance are not correct answer. So students, with this I'd like to end the session today. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
உங்களுக்குன்னு ஒரு அடையாளம், அதுவே எங்கள் லட்சியம். VerandaRace. பேங்கிங் மற்றும் கவர்மெண்ட் தேர்வுகளுக்கான ஆன்லைன் மற்றும் ஆஃப்லைன் பயிற்சி.